All right, we were talking about Nancy Pelosi. She was at a gathering the other night in New York with Katie Couric, and the crowd didn't want to hear anything she had to say.
What was this gathering?
I don't know. It's like a question and answer thing. I don't know. It's just
Here it is.
weird.
Maybe we can figure it out.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So you.
Yeah. How do you like it, lefties? How do you like it?
Don't worry about that. I'm from San Francisco. I'm used to this.
Wow.
She is so awkward when she's nervous.
Wow.
We have an opportunity for the audience to ask questions, so we'll wait till the end of our conversation to do that.
See, they'll get what they want because all the press will say is that we got interrupted.
All right, so
This is your base, Nancy.
Yeah, your
Right.
people.
all right.
And you created this
So-
problem. They created it.
You never know what to expect at the 92nd Street Y.
92nd Street Live.
New York's Global Center for Culture,
Boy,
Connection,
Katie Couric
and
is
Enrichment.
doing wonders these days.
I mean, look at this.
That's basically the only people who attended were protesters.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
I'll wait a second to continue.
That's her. That's her.
Yeah,
that's
that's
her.
good because you can't continue.
That's her trying to be subtle with security.
That's for sure.
Hold on, liberals in audience, something. Liberals are dying. Now listen to. Now Nancy's a pro. It just took her 2 minutes because her brain's old and slow now. But she figures out how can I listen to this? How can I get out of this?
There's security.
How can I get out of
Wow.
this? Because remember, they're protesting war.
Let us bow our heads for the hostages and be prayerful about the hostages, which they never mention. So
So there she gets him quiet there.
Okay.
Right?
All right.
Right?
That was a good out.
It sure was.
Did they stop after that?
They got quiet at least.
Wow.
That was unbelievable.
But again, it's the lefties who have created this environment. It is they who show up and scream in people's faces all the time.
They've empowered these people.
Remember the Maxine Waters thing? Get in their faces.
Yeah. Where were they at?
Go to a gasoline station.
Yes.
So I don't want to hear it from them. And they see how hard
I'm
this is
sure
to
the
handle
press
now.
is all going to report that this is the only thing that we had interruptions. Yeah, because you did.
Yeah, and it's your people. It's your people who are screaming about Hamas and the Gazans, but they don't give a rat's anus about Israel and their losses on October 7th. They pretend like this just happened in a vacuum and Israel, for no apparent reason, just attacked innocent, wonderful, saintly, perfect Gazans. Why'd they do it? Why? Because they're so hateful. That's why.
Yeah.
It's agonizing. But I love that they're getting a taste of their own
They
medicine.
sure are.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't condone this kind of activity, but again, they brought it on themselves. So, on that note, Representative Jasmine Crockett.
You know where you love her.
Oh, don't we, though?
Hideous.
She was asked why she thinks Democrats lost this last election.
Why do you think Democrats lost, and what do you think
'Cause you
needs to
suck.
happen?
Let me guess.
Because of white people.
by the
Racism?
midterms and the next presidential election in order to find your footing again?
Well, Kristen, no disrespect to you. I think you do great work. But the
NBC?
reality is that those that tune in to traditional news sources, they absolutely went for us. And we know that the standards that you have to live by as an actual journalist are completely different from other platforms. And so we know that we were winning for those that were tuning into the traditional news sources. But when it came down to people getting their news from places that really aren't even news sources, they were going for Donald Trump by 19 points. And that is exactly why we lost. The reality is that we're going to have to play in spaces that we've never had to play and make sure that we're communicating in all ways. Unfortunately, we can't just rely on the mainstream media to get our message across.
Love this message. They can't just rely on NBC, ABC, CBS, CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times, the LA Times, the Washington Post,
Facebook,
all
Twitter.
of Facebook,
That Twitter,
almost
before it was X.
much of Twitter, We can't rely just on that. Oh, and primetime television, all mainstream movies, every single rock star on the planet. We just had those sources, so we couldn't get our message out.
There were a couple of shows
pathetic
that people watched that were saying things we didn't
agree with, and we've got to shut them down. We've got to shut down all conservative podcasts and Fox News. Then maybe we could compete. If we can just silence anybody with a different opinion, why then we'll win.